Hi, my name is Gina Minks, and I'd like to talk about the diversification of funding for the Imaging and Preservation Service of Amigos Library Services. This has been identified as the most critical priority for the Imaging and Preservation Service. The department is currently on a single-year grant and will not know if it will receive funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities until either December or January of this coming year. Even if IPS does receive funding from the NEH, to continue providing the level of service it has in the past, IPS needs to find additional diverse funding options. IPS is projected to operate at a loss this year. However, this is only a one-year option for the department. Funding is an issue that has appeared in the needs assessment, the program analysis, and the strategy dashboard. In the past, IPS has been able to absorb some expenses to offer services at the lowest possible rate. Now, in order to deliver these services, more and more of these expenses are being passed on to the customer, resulting in higher prices. These higher prices for services were identified in the SWOT analysis as one of our major threats. Free training, competition from other companies with similar services, and the decreasing number of institutions that are willing to pay a premium for service are also threats. IPS also has a high level of overhead expense, which is difficult to cover with external funding. The strategy dashboard created for IPS identified the diversification of funds as its first priority, with a goal of 1 year to secure funding. The largest expense to accomplish this goal consists of staff time, which must be allocated to a separate cost center other than the grant, because this activity was not covered in the current grant funding. The following logic model provides a linear progression of the resources, activities, and goals for as we search for additional funds. The achievement of these goals may include many small victories, but it is important that the goal of long-term diversification of funds is the key focus. This is going to be a long-term project, but because of other critical needs of the Imaging and Preservation Service, it needs to be realized immediately. Our long-term outcome has been identified to happen by FY 2018. We hope to have a diverse funding base of at least $300,000 a year, consisting of new revenue opportunities and both foundation and federal funding. In a 2-year time frame, we're looking to secure funding for an annual budget of at least $200,000 per year. And by the end of this year, getting ready for fiscal year 15, we hope to secure 2 additional funding sources, totaling $50,000. To do this, the inputs we need are specifically staff time, as well as office resources, and possibly travel expenses to meet with potential funders. Activities to get to these outcomes includes identifying potential funders, new revenue opportunities, and grant partners. We need to review overhead to eliminate any inefficiencies, and we need to really analyze our competitors. As well, we need to assemble information and statistics that we can use to easily apply for funding as it comes forward. Finally, the outputs that we will have include a marketing plan to address the quality and difference between IPS training and various competitors. We hope to have a very lean budget, and we'll have that resource of information and statistics requested by funders ready to go at a moment's notice. We also want to have an agreement with at least one partner to be able to explore joint funding opportunities. This was created with the following resources from W.K. Kellogg Foundation, FireSpring, as well as the program evaluation class that UCLA Empowered offered earlier this year. Thank you.